So, how are all your chords going? You still working on all your primary chords? I hope so. We learned first the key of G. 1, 4, and 5 primary chords are the major chords in G, G, C, D, and G. We worked from there into the key of D. The fifth chord of your primary chords becomes the root in the next key. The 1 becomes the 4, so in D, the G becomes the 4, and we go to an A chord. A has the C sharp in it, which distinguishes the key of D from the key of G. G had 1 sharp, the F sharp found in D. That D has the F sharp and the C sharp found in A. This becomes our next key. It has the C sharp note, D has the F sharp note. The new chord, the E, has the G sharp note, distinguishing it from the key of D. E becomes our next key. It's got a G sharp note. The 1 chord becomes the 4. It's got the C sharp note. And the B chord, which we can bar or do a B7, has 2 sharps, the D sharp and the F sharp. So this key has 4 sharps. We're adding a sharp as we go up a fifth every time. Therefore, we're removing a sharp as we go back. We left C until we had done probably G and D because it has F chords and they're a little harder. So when we're in the key of G, we can go to the 4 chord, going up a fourth or down a fifth. G is the 5th of that key. G had F sharps, they're found in here, but the 4 chord in C has to be 2 frets lower than G. That makes the F sharp into an F, and therefore we're into a key with no sharps. So the leading tone of this key is flatted into this key. So C has C, F, and G. C is the 5 of the key of F. So if we came up a fifth from F, we'd be in C. If we go down a fifth, we're in F. C becomes a 5. We need a 4 chord, 2 frets lower than the C, which is B flat, which is the new flat, which C never had. C had a leading tone of B. Now it's removed to B flat. So we learned several B flat chords. Your full bar chord has a 1, 3, 3, 3, and another 1. We also learned a smaller one where we could go 1, 3, 3 and open, or 1, 3, 3, 3, or a power chord, 5th string 1, 3 on the next string, the F note, or another 3, the B flat, and then fill it back up to a bar chord. So just as we took a while to learn the key of C because Fs were a little uncomfortable, we took a while to learn the key of F because B flats were uncomfortable. Now we're in the key of B flat, which we've avoided for a while for 2 reasons. One, we don't play it a whole lot on guitar. Guitar music doesn't focus on B flats or E flats. The other is its 4 chord is an E flat. That's a slightly harder chord. The 4th chord in these keys is the one that becomes the new flat. Just as going this way, the 7th note was becoming sharp to make a leading tone. That note has to be lowered from this key to this key, where it's a lowered 4. So C has a B natural, the leading tone in C. F does not have the leading tone of C. It's lowered. It's the 4th in F. B flat is right there. So if I go into B flat, the leading tone of F, the E is lowered. It's the lowered 4th in B flat. So B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat. E flat is the 4. So we need some E flat chords. We also learned that we had minor 2s, minor 3s, and minor 6s. So we have B flat, the 2 chord is C minor, the 3 chord is D minor. I could continue with this chord up to the 5th fret, or play the same chord in open position, which you learned. E flat is the 4. We have F major, or F7, which we could bar, G minor, which we could bar, and an A half diminished chord, which leads to B flats. One more time. 1, 2 is C minor, 3 is D minor, 4 is E flat, 5 is F, 6 is G minor, and the 7 is the half diminished. So we learned our scale tone triads in all the keys. The 1 is major, 2 and 3 are minor, 4 and 5 are major. 6 is the relative minor. The 7th chord is the diminished chords, which we hardly ever do, and back to the 1. Every key has that pattern: major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. C is major, for instance, in 3 adjacent keys. It's the 4 in G, the 1 in C, the 5 in F. From then on, it's going to be minor in several keys. In B flat, it'll be the minor 2. In E flat, it'll be the minor 6. And in A flat, it'll be the minor 3. D was minor as a 2 in C, as a 6 in F, and as a 3 in B flat. So then C will be minor in the key of B flat and in the next keys too. Sorry, I think I was calling the A half diminished chord. I was thinking of putting the 7 on it, but I never actually put the 7 on it, so it's just an A diminished triad in the key of B flat. So this is kind of an interesting thing you can see. A chord will be major in 3 keys in a row. In the key of E flat, B flat would be a 5. Here it's a 1, here it's a 4. Then it's raised up and it's diminished. It's minor in the next keys. So we get 3 majors, the diminished, and then 3 minors. C will be major 3 times in these keys, a diminished here, and then that diminished turns into C sharp minors later on. And in the key of B flat, we need to check out a couple of newer chords. So we've got our B flat chord. And it can go up to the 2 chord C minor. Notice you know this fingering already. We've seen it before. It's like taking an A minor up a couple of frets to make it a B minor, which we knew in Kryptonite. We move it another fret, it's a C minor. In this key, D's are minors, so we could move up 2 frets to a D minor, but we don't bother because we know this D minor for now. So that's your C minor chord. We also need E flats. If we took an A and moved up to its 4 chord, the D, you'd see this shift happening as we go up 1 string. B flat looks just like A up a fret and barred. So the E flat looks just like a D up a fret and barred. Unfortunately, it's not as convenient a chord change. It's not one I actually do very often because it's not the handiest to learn. But you might as well work on it. Here are these 2 fingers, the middle and the ring finger, on the 4th and 3rd strings. Will separate to the 1st and 3rd strings, and the pinky shoots out to the 4th fret. So as it drags back in the B flat, these 2 fingers return to the 4th and 3rd strings. They separate, the pinky slides out, and the pointer covers the 4th string. You could continue to bar more strings, but I like it only on the 4th here. Drag them back into B flat, push them apart, drag them back. One thing I'll do with this chord a lot of times is play it as a power chord, and I just eliminate the top string. So I play 4th string, pointer on the 1st fret, 3rd string, 3rd fret, pinky on the 4th. That feels better to me. I can get it quickly. And I don't feel like I'm really missing too much. Or, more often, I'll take my D chord, bar it like we did in Hey There Delilah, and move that up a fret to E flat. I can't have an open string, so I put a 3rd on the bottom, the G. So that chord is my much more preferred version. I have a 3, a 4, a 3 in the bar, and a 5. Notice then, if I add a pinky and extend my bar, I've got C minor. They're 2 of the chords in I Shot the Sheriff, which it just occurs to me we'll do next. So that would have E flat, C minor, G minor. G is the relative minor of B flat, so anything that B flat does, G minor could do as well. So we could have a song in G minor with E flats and C minors, or extend the bar into the C minor. So G minor, 3, 3, 5. E flat, 3, 4, 3, 5, C bar chord, C to E flat, C minor to E flat, sorry, to G minor. And they all belong in the key of B flat. We saw B flats connected to D minors in Avril Lavigne's Complicated. And the D minor is the 3 in B flat, so we could include it here as well. It's B flat to D minor to Fs to D minors to B flats. So 3 of the same chords that we saw in that F song. So those are a couple of tricks you can use to get comfortable with the key. Pick out 2 or 3 chords that go together well, and you know they go together well because you've seen them together before. While you're doing that, you might as well throw in your B flat scale. You may recall this. B flat, C, open D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat. That's going to do it for now. Have a good one, guys. Bye.